It's Luke Holmes, Fast Car, Mix 94.1 in about 10 minutes. So tickets for you to go see the Jonas Brothers.
Everyone, please rise. Court is now in session. It is time to play Judge Your Friends, where you decide whether or not we have done the things that we are being accused of doing. It's an actual game, and we play it on Thursdays right at this time, and you can check us out. We're live streaming right now on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page. So what we do is we take our stack of cards here, and we randomly shuffle. Who's going first this week?
You!
Oh, it's me. Oh, goody. All right, so Judge Your Friends is on. Let's pick a card and see what we've got here. Okay. Neither of these are really that good. I guess we'll just do the first one, I guess. Okay. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. I am the defendant. I am going to rise here. Mercedes, you are being accused of hooking up with a friend's ex. Hooking up with a friend's ex. Am I guilty or am I not guilty?
Guilty.
Wow, JC.
JC! Guilty.
Go to you, and you're
Sorry,
automatically
I'm just
like
jumping
guilty.
right in.
Okay, why do you say guilty?
Didn't you talk about it on the show? You had a party and you went to a dance with someone. You took the person to a dance. You did. You took the person you liked someone and you took them to a dance. And yeah, absolutely. I feel like you told this story before. And at the dance, you maybe made out. So you hooked up.
A friend's ex?
Yeah. And then didn't she go with someone else? It was all awkward. Am I dreaming this whole thing? I felt like you told this story before about you taking a friend's ex to the dance and you double dated and she brought someone else, like his brother or something like that.
And you think she's guilty because of that?
Yeah, she made out with the guy.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. We got a guilty from JC. Steph, what do you think? I'm being accused of hooking up with a friend's ex.
I'm going to say not guilty because JC's story, I think you're thinking of her ex's friend that she kissed and she felt guilty about kissing her ex's friend, not her friend's ex. I don't see that happening. Too sweet, Mercedes. You wouldn't do that to a friend, so not guilty.
Not guilty on that one. All right. Let us judge here. Mercedes, you're being accused of hooking up with a friend's ex. Are you guilty or not guilty? I am absolutely not guilty. I would never do something like that. It happened to me. My friend, I went to a dance with Chad, and then Chad dropped me off after the dance and went back to the party we were at and then hooked up with my friend.
Oh, Chad.
Yeah. And he dares to Facebook friend me now and ask how I'm doing. And I'm like, get out of here.
He's trying to say sorry from many years ago.
You didn't accept his friendship?
Actually, I am friends with him on our Facebook page, on my Facebook page, but I don't interact with him. And so it's always a Chad.
Always.
It is always a Chad. Yes. So there you go. I am not guilty. I've never done that. I would never do that to a friend. Once they're your ex, and they're out of my life. I'm not going to have anything to do with them. So that's that. All right, JC, are you all ready?
I am ready.
Okay, here we go. Let's see, where are the cards here? All right, let's shuffle up.
JC's guilty.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna have to change this a little bit, but we'll still get the gist of it.
Okay.
JC, please rise. You are being accused of the defendant has been called a Karen. Are you guilty or not guilty? So obviously, what do we change it to? What's the
Kyle?
Is it a Kyle?
Okay.
Yeah, people use
So JC has been called a Kyle. Is he guilty or not guilty? Steph.
JC, you've definitely been a Kyle. Guilty. You at your restaurants. I know that your wife is not picky eater, but she has her dietary restrictions, and she's dairy free. Something happens, the server brings something to the table, something with like she has dairy, and then she has an act up, and then you go crazy on the manager. Where's the manager? You have been a Kyle, JC. Guilty.
Absolutely guilty on Steph's part.
That was easy.
I am also going to have to go with guilty on that. I think you have definitely been called a Kyle before. Maybe not to your face, but I definitely think you have. for the reasons she's listed, and then also because you're a very impatient person at restaurants. You are very impatient, and if things don't go your way, you kind of like pout. You've said this before. You're like, oh, just forget it. I don't want it. It's like, and I get it because I'm impatient also, so I can actually relate to you on this. And so you're like, you know what, just don't worry about it. I'll go get my drink myself since they're not coming to the table. You talked about that the other day, so I say you are guilty as charged.
You two savages throwing guilty down right away. You know me all too well. Guilty. Yeah, and then Mercedes, you're referencing something. A recent one was back in, I don't know, it was like March or something. We did a dinner at a restaurant. It was just super slow service. We placed an order for drinks, and it was 20 minutes. Ooh. And then she brought the wine. Steph, oof.
That's a long time.
She brought the glass of wine to the table, and I said, I changed my mind. I don't want it. Specifically, I didn't want it. I'm like, I want that wine.
Oh, way to go, Kyle.
Yeah, so Kyle,
we knew.
Kyle has reared its head.
Okay,
in my life, yeah.
All right. Final one, Steph. Get up to the stand.
Do it.
Please rise. All right. Stephanie. All right. You are being accused of messing with someone's food out of anger. Are you guilty or are you not guilty? Ooh, this is a tough one because I don't think you've ever worked in the food industry. So I would say not guilty on that end, but I'm going to go with a guilty. And let me explain my reasoning. I think you are guilty because I think maybe you have been maybe in an argument with James and you guys were putting dinner together and you're like, I'm mad at him. I'm going to take the bigger portion and he's got to get this little small portion. Well, I'll get the big chicken breast. He gets the little baby one. And you mess with the food in that way. Or like, I want more of this couscous and he's going to get less. And so you mess with the plates because you want more and you don't want to share because you're mad at him. So I'm going to say guilty in that aspect. Guilty. JC?
Could you read the complaint again? The statement?
The defendant has messed with someone's food out of anger.
I'm going to say guilty as well. Guilty! My scenario in my mind is you're out partying, drunk, having a good time, taking Uber home because you're safe, but you stop at Roberto's on the way home, and for some reason you don't order food, but James does. And then there's some little spike and some little argument that happens, and then you get home, and James has some of his food and puts in the rest in the fridge to eat later on, and you sneak out there once James goes to bed, and you eat his leftovers. And you're angry at him. You know, I'm going to eat his leftovers. Then when James wakes up the next morning and eat the rest of his Roberto's, it's gone. Because Steph was angry and she ate his leftovers.
Very smart.
Guilty.
Very smart.
Oh, man.
All right, Steph, please rise. You're being accused of messing with someone's food out of anger. Are you guilty or are you not guilty?
Well, I was thinking about everything and I thought of a moment, and yes, I am guilty. James would not throw away this leftover that was sitting in the fridge, and I was getting sick of it because it was just too old. I'm like, this is not, you're not going to eat this. You're not going to eat this. So I ended up throwing it away, and woo, was he mad at me? So yes, I am guilty.
Oh, got him back. Throw away those leftovers.
Yeah, you don't need it. You're not going to eat it.
We got a message. I think it's from a man named Kyle saying it's called a Kevin, not a Kyle.
Oh.
Just so we know, okay?
Kyle, stop being a Kyle.